Hey guys, welcome back. We are back with some more Paladin Strike. I am Soul Bash, and today we are going to talk about pretty much what they just released this morning is the dev chat episode 6. Kind of go over some of the information and little things here and there that I kind of felt were pretty informational. So first off, they covered a lot of different things. Everything from the new champion, the battle pass, matchmaking, bug fixes, things about the draft and new platforms. So I definitely recommend you go listen to the entirety of the whole dev chat that they put out. It's a roughly like 22-24 minutes, but the information there is well worth it. This is just a little breakdown of some of the stuff that they talked about, but I still do recommend you guys to go watch it. So first off, they talked about Ceres. They talked about some of the abilities, of course, obviously, that they've removed from every champion in the game, and that one with her was Ren Soul. So they touched on that a little bit, talked about, how they thought Ceres felt in the game, which is really cool. And I'm pretty excited to play her. So we should see her tomorrow when the update does come out. But they also touched on another thing with Ceres, which was the augments. Now, of course, the augments are only going to benefit, some champions have it to where they're built in to where they help their abilities, and some, like they use Victor, for example. All his augments do is basically help out with stats. Nothing helps out his kit. So what they said is in the future updates, they want to adjust augments. That way they do kind of help that kit out a little bit. So we're probably going to be seeing some changes with the augments across some of these champions. So do be aware of that. That's going to be pretty cool. And the next thing they did talk about was the battle pass. A lot of us have been wondering kind of what it's going to entail and things like that. So they did talk a good bit about it. Here's all the little bit of information that I could pull from it. So basically what it breaks down to is the battle pass is going to be available to everyone. You're going to have 60 levels, and there's going to be free rewards for people even if you don't pay for the battle pass. Now, they're not going to be on every level of the battle pass, so do be aware of that, but you will still get rewards if you don't pay for it. Now, there will be a premium version of the battle pass which will cost $10, and every level of that battle pass will have a reward on it in the premium section. Now, when you do get the premium, you still do get the free rewards as well when you level it up as well, so do be aware of that. But I have no idea what all of it entails, except for the few things they did say, which were a referee skin, which we haven't seen anything about yet, a player skin, which we have seen from the screenshot, the goalkeeper skin, which was there in the screenshot, and that's the only things we've seen. They also said something about more avatars and things like that, so there's no telling what's going to be across those 60 levels of that battle pass. Also, the battle pass will only be 45 days long. That's how long the season for the battle pass is going to be. And when I say season, there are going to be multiple battle passes. So this is not going to be the only one. It's going to be kind of a seasonal thing. So I'm assuming like every 45 days, we're going to get a new battle pass season, and they have different ones. So they did talk about like the premium battle pass, of course, is $10, but he said something about buying a season pass. I guess that's something that you can get all the future ones. I'm not really sure, but we'll definitely check it out when it does come up tomorrow. And the next little tidbit I want to talk about is the matchmaking, something they touched on a good bit, talked about, which I'm happy to hear them talk about. And a quote from Lionheart on matchmaking, of course, he said himself, when matchmaking is working properly, you are going to win half and you are going to lose half of your games. That is roughly when a kind of a perfect matchmaking system is completely in effect, which makes sense. I mean, you win half, you lose half. It's 50-50. It's non-biased. That's basically what we're looking for. But they did say they want to change some things with the matchmaking. Some things that have not been in effect, which has been affecting our MMR, for instance. From what we've seen is people that play a lot of games are going to have a higher MMR just for the fact that they've played more games. So that's kind of the reason some people have been just like stuck in a queue for very long times. They went on to explain more on how that worked, But what they said they want to do is kind of have like a MMR soft reset thing every week after the thing resets. So instead of keeping your same MMR throughout the entire game, every week you'll be kind of normalized to what rank you're in. So you will be placed with more people that are, I guess, in your rank. So your MMR will be kind of set to that. So you'll be getting players that are more or less in the same rank as you. So hopefully the games will be a little bit better, a little bit faster matchmaking as well. And that's kind of what all they talked about with the matchmaking system. If you guys want to go check it out, like I said, feel free to go watch the entire thing. They also did talk about some bug fixes. Now, I'm not going to go into the entirety of all the stuff they talked about with bug fixes, but they did say they have a debug build. Now, if you're having trouble, big trouble, I'm assuming, with the game working on a certain device, they can send you this debug build, and it will give you an opportunity to let them collect feedback for that specific device. And that's what they're looking to do, is basically optimize the game on as many devices as possible. So if you are having trouble still on your device after this next update, send them a message, hit them up on Discord, Twitter, wherever you can. Let them know that you need a debug build. That way you can get the problems fixed or possibly see what is wrong with your device and playing the game. Now, next, I want to talk about the drafting system that we've kind of all been waiting for, or kind of curious if they're ever going to put it in. And as of right now, from what they said, there are no current plans for the normal queue, which is the siege queue for ranked, and the summons queue. There is no plans whatsoever for them to add a draft mode into that. Now, they did say for the custom game modes, the ones that they're going to be coming out with, they may support that in the future for competitive type stuff. So that's super exciting to hear, because in a competitive scene, especially with esports, you definitely want to be able to kind of get rid of some certain elements of a game and kind of know what you're going to be going up against. So the bans and things like that, that's going to be needed for a competitive scene, and I'm glad they did recognize that for custom modes. And another thing they talked about were the call outs. So if you have any recommendations for like what the call outs need to say for the in-game, I guess you would call them the VGS system, so the voices that you can tell your other teammates without actually physically talking to them, the audio cues. If you have any suggestions for those, send those to them as well on like Twitter, Discord, and things like that, because they said they are going to be adjusting and looking at these things pretty soon. And lastly, one of the things I wanted to talk about was, I guess it's kind of been confirmed. Now, we did make a video quite a while ago speculating when he made a Twitter post about Paladin Strike possibly coming to more platforms, and everybody was like, oh, what's it gonna be? And they were like, Switch. It's got to be Switch, because of the mechanics of the actual Switch have the screen that you can't touch, so it would work there as well. But it has been confirmed that the PC client is going to be the first one that comes out for Paladin Strike after mobile. So the mobile client obviously is their first goal to get smooth operating, have no or little to few problems with before they move on to another client. But PC has been confirmed to be the first one that they are going to move to. They said something about the team that does the bug fixes and things like that. The ones that are really tied up right now trying to optimize the game are the ones that are going to be working on this other client here soon. So as soon as they get all of the things they want done with Paladin Strike on mobile fix, the PC client will be the next thing that they roll out on. That's super exciting for me, as most of y'all know I play this on emulator just for the ease of access for the recording and things like that. But being able to play it on PC, it's going to be pretty nice. But hopefully we'll be able to transfer our accounts to PC as well. Now, they did talk about consoles a little bit, but there are no dates for any console stuff for Paladin Strike. They've had to work out the control schemes and things like that, but there's no dates. The PC client will be first. So do be aware of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They had a very long discussion about like how the mechanics of the game works, how it feels so nice compared to the PC version of Paladins. And they talked a little bit like why they didn't port Paladins directly over to mobile, for the fact of Paladins is built in Unreal Engine 3 and Unreal Engine 4 is more the basis for mobile. It works a lot better, it's a lot easier. Now I'm not saying it can't be done in UE3 on mobile, but it would probably be a lot more difficult, as they did say that. So that's pretty much a wrap, guys. That's pretty much a full breakdown of the dev chat. I do recommend you guys to go listen to the entirety of the thing though, because they did have a lot of good stuff in it. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, concerns, feedback, leave them down in the comment section below. As always, if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and leave a like on this video, as it does help us out a lot. But with that being said, folks, thank you again for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. I am Soulbash. You guys have a nice day.